Okay, there's 4 things you got to do. You got to take these off, these cables. You got to take these bolts, 2 on either side. You got to take the hoses off, and you got to take the high pressure lines off. Okay, we're going to do them in that order. I like to do this first so I don't forget. Just unscrew this like that, and here, like that. Step 1 is done. Step 2, I'm going to do this first. Okay, the hoses first and the high pressure lines, because these bolts hold the intensifier too. So, boom, boom. Step 2 done. Step 3, these things. 7/16, 1 inch. Fold this and move the other one. Like that. Loosen the other one. Fold and move. Make sure you're going the right direction. Like I said, I'm not going the right direction. There you go. Now, come over here. Whenever you're moving these around, it's a lot easier if you loosen these 2 up right here. This one and that one. Just loosen it up. Always use 2 wrenches. Loosen them up only. Like that. And then like that. So now these are loose and they're free to move. It's going to make it a lot easier. Okay, come back over here. It's done. Now whenever you go to put this on, make sure this collar, can you see this? Make sure this collar is showing 2 threads. You want to see 2 threads? Showing this is bad and that is bad. You got to see about 2 threads like that, okay? So over here. Make sure 2 threads, okay? So now I'm going to take these bolts off. These 4 bolts is the last thing holding the intensifier to the manifold. So take this, 9/16 inch. Make sure you don't hurt your shift sensors. And while it's still stuck here, you can just unthread it by hand. It's possible to do that. Just loosen it up and then finish the job with by hand on 3 of the bolts. When you get to the 4th one, you got to be a little bit more careful. Okay, so pull them out like that. Then I come over here. I'm gonna do the bottom one first because I can do it by hand all the way. Now there's only 1 bolt that's tight. It's this one right here. I'm gonna get that, loosen it up, and then the intensifier moves. It actually moves. But once this is loose, I can hold it up and do it by hand. Just wiggle it around, make sure you're not putting any pressure on that bolt, and you pull it out. Now it's completely loose. So what I'm going to do to remove this is gently pull it back, and ta-da! Intensifier off. Now to put the intensifier on, you got to make sure you have these O-rings in here, right? These little things come out and they go on. You got to push them in, push it in the groove, like that. Don't drop the intensifier on your feet; it might hurt. So you pick it up, put it down. Make sure these bolts don't slide in too far before it's down. You got to make sure this goes in. You got to find them. You got to pick it up a little bit, and thread that bolt here. I'm picking this up with my hand and threading by hand over here. And over there too. Okay, that's done. On the other side, do the same thing. This is what you want to do first so you don't spill too much oil. Okay? Done that by hand. Now I'm going to tighten it up with a 9/16 wrench. Okay. Make sure it's snug all the way around. Done with that. Connect these. And then that. Okay, that's half of it. Now the high pressure lines, you gotta, again, watch out for that collar, make sure it's in there. Two threads. You can start to tighten this up by hand, make sure it's not getting cross-threaded. Tighten it by hand until it gets going. Now see, it's moved a little bit, so I need to adjust it. Right about there. There we go. I feel it caught that time. Okay, but I'm not going to tighten it now. I want it to still be loose so that I can put this one in without any trouble. The right spot. You can thread it by hand even. It's easy because I loosen those. Now you need 2 wrenches. Always use 2 wrenches to make this tight. That's good. That's good. And don't forget about these. These have to be tightened up as well. You can always do it like this and then squeeze with your hands. So here, do that one. Let's see here. Like this, so you can squeeze. Some people like to do it that way. Okay. Done. 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 Ready to go.